Murshid peer, spiritual guide and Murid disciple. Sacred bond on the Sufi path. Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to Sufi Essence with Hammad Syed. Today, we explore a relationship of profound sacredness and transformative power on the Sufi path, that between the Murshid or peer, the spiritual guide, and the Murid, the disciple. In Sufism, this bond is often considered indispensable for true spiritual progress, a living link in the chain of divine guidance. However, for centuries, Sufi masters have unequivocally asserted that traversing the intricate, often perilous spiritual landscape without a Murshid is fraught with danger. The Quran itself speaks of seeking those who know if you do not know. Their qualities include: Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was the ultimate guide, and his companions were his murids. This ensures the transmission of authentic spiritual knowledge and blessings barakah. The spiritual path is not merely intellectual. It involves navigating inner states, overcoming the deceptive ego nafs, and discerning subtle, divine inspirations from self-delusion. Just as no one becomes a doctor or an engineer without a teacher, the journey to Allah, the highest aspiration, requires expert navigation. Join me as we uncover the wisdom behind this profound connection. Why a guide? The necessity of spiritual mentorship in an age of abundant information. Many might question the necessity of a personal guide. The qualities of a true Murshid or peer. Not every learned person or elder is a Murshid. True Murshid is a perfected human being. Insan al-Kamil, who has themselves traversed the path and reached high stations of spiritual realization. Sound knowledge, deep understanding of Islamic law, Sharia, theology, Aqidah, and spiritual sciences, Tariqa Haqiqa. Spiritual lineage, Silsila, connected through an unbroken chain of authorization, back to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Moral perfection, exemplifying the highest ethical virtues, humility, compassion, wisdom, and selfless love. Ability to guide, possessing the insight to diagnose a myriad spiritual ailments and prescribe tailored remedies. Focus on Allah. Their entire being and guidance direct the myriad solely towards Allah, never towards themselves. The role of the Murshid, surgeon of the soul. The Murshid acts as a spiritual physician, a surgeon of the soul. Their role is multifaceted: to remove veils, to help the myriad remove the veils of ignorance, ego, and worldly attachment that obscure the heart's direct vision of Allah, to purify the nafs, to provide specific spiritual practices, and discipline to tame and purify the lower self, to interpret inner experiences, to guide the myriad through visions, dreams, and inner states, preventing misinterpretations or spiritual pride, to provide protection, to shield the myriad from the spiritual pitfalls and inner demons that emerge on the path. To exemplify the path, their very life serves as a living example of what is possible through devotion and surrender. This Silsila is the unbroken spiritual chain of authorization, tracing back through generations of masters to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and ultimately to Allah. It signifies not just a historical connection, but a living transmission of barakah, or spiritual energy and knowledge. The Murshid is a living link, carrying the light of this tradition, ensuring the authenticity and effectiveness of the path. The Murid disciple, the heart of receptivity and surrender. The success of the journey also heavily depends on the Murid, the seeker. Qualities of a true Murid include: sincere intention, niyya, a genuine, unadulterated desire for Allah alone, not for worldly gain or spiritual powers. Adab, proper conduct, etiquette, deep respect, humility, and reverence towards the Murshid, the teachings, and all creation. Trust, thiqa, absolute trust in the Murshid's wisdom and guidance, akin to a patient trusting their doctor. Obedience, eta, willingness to follow the Murshid's instructions, even if they don't immediately make sense, knowing they are for spiritual benefit. Perseverance, istiqamah, steadfastness in practices and commitment to the path despite challenges. This relationship is not about blind worship, but an informed surrender to spiritual authority, based on discernment and the Murshid's consistent demonstration of wisdom and piety. The Baya pledge and the spiritual chain Silsila. The formal initiation into a Sufi order often involves bay'ah, a solemn pledge of allegiance to the Murshid, who then guides the Murid within the framework of a specific silsila, a testament to the human need for divine guidance and the transformative power of spiritual mentorship. It is a relationship of love, trust, and surrender, leading the seeker from the illusions of self to the liberating reality of Allah's boundless presence. The fruits of the sacred bond, transformation, and realization. If this lecture resonated with your spirit, please like this video, subscribe to Sufi Essence with Hammad Syed, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until our next spiritual unveiling, may you be guided on your path to Allah, when the bond between Murshid and Murid is sincere and nurtured. The fruits are immense. Purification of the heart. The Murid's heart becomes purified of spiritual ailments. Its unveiling of realities. Spiritual insights and divine inspirations begin to flow. Realization of Tawhid. Experiential understanding of Allah's oneness deepens. Transformation of character. The Murid embodies Islamic ethics and prophetic character. Arrival at Allah. The ultimate goal of reaching Allah, knowing Him, attaining closeness to Him. The Murshid is not the destination, but the most effective guide on the journey to the true destination, Allah, a living tradition. The sacred bond between Murshid and Murid remains a living tradition in Sufism. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the sacred bond between Murshid and Murid.